Hello, Mike Beltenberger, and it's time for the April 11th race recap from Grandview Speedway. Grandview Speedway located off of Route 100 in Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania. It is a 1/3 mile high bank dirt track, and here's how things shook down for the April 11th night of racing. 51 small block modified signed into the pit area, and also 37 sportsmen, so another strong field at Grandview for the April 11th night of racing. 5 heats were needed for the small block modifieds, 2 consolations, and the heat winners were Jared Umbenhauer in the 19, Ryan Grimm in the 17, Justin Grimm getting the win in the 61, with Dwayne Howard, the 15G, your 4th heat winner, and rounding out your heat winners was the 101 Ryan Graver. 2 consolations were needed, and taking the consolation wins were Brandon Grosso and Jeff Strunk. Things shook down pretty quick in the 30-lap main, with Kyle Smith taking the lead in the 77. In fact, he had a half a straightaway lead and was cruising for most of the racing action, but coming through the field were some strong chargers. Jared Umbenhauer, one of them, Eddie Strada, another one, and here's how the top 10 shook down. Jared Umbenhauer getting the win in the 19, making a turn 3 pass on Kyle Smith on lap number 17. Strong run by both competitors, but Umbenhauer getting the first win of the 2026 season, finishing second. Closing in the last couple laps, it might have been a different story if they were there a couple more laps, but Justin Grimm in the 61 finishing second. Good run for Justin. Finishing third, Eddie Strada on the high side. High side Eddie getting third in the 33. Finishing fourth, Jim Hausworth looking strong in the 72. Jim was a top 6 runner for most of the event, slotted in for the 4th spot when the final checker was thrown by Ray Kemp for 4th. Good run for the 72, Jim Hausworth. Finishing 5th was your early race leader, Kyle Smith. Nice solid top 5 for Kyle Smith. Glad to see the 77 up in the top finishers at the Grandview Speedway. 6th spot going to Timmy Buckwalter, the 942 staying together. Good solid showing for Tim, getting the 6th spot in the 942. Alex Jankowski, what can you say about this young racer? He's always there at the finish, never gives up. The 2RS Alex Jankowski finishing 7th. Ryan Grimm getting the 17th under the checker for the 8th finishing spot. Rick Laubach looking strong all night. Made a few strong challenges in the qualifying event to get a qualifying spot in the heat, getting 9th in car number 7, and rounding out your top 10 was the last week's winner, the Bruce Rogers Memorial Moneymaker winner, Loudon Reimert, getting the 16th to the 10th place payout window. So that's how the top 10 shook down. Your hard charger was Justin Grosso, and there was only 3 cautions in the event. One was for Craig Von Dorn with a flat tire, also Anthony Perego with a flat tire, and at the end it was basically a checker yellow, but the cars were already past the start-finish line with Ryan Graver and Craig Whitmoyer. Again, 51 cars, small block modifieds on hand. Getting the win was Jared Umbenhauer in the 19. Sportsman, 37 sportsmen, 4 heats, 2 consies. Getting the sportsman wins were Teague Miller, Brett Gilmore, Shannon Slaughter, and TJ Mayberry in the 777. Those were your 4 heat winners. 2 consolations were needed, and the winners were Evie Ridge in the 35 and Jason Graber. That set the starting field up for the 25-lap Sportsman main event. And another great race that was, with Brett Gilmore bolting out to the early race lead, but sneaking through the pack in the 14, the Belmont Garage 14, was Bryce Bashore. Bryce slowly picking up spots as the night continued, getting by Gilmore on lap number 19 of the 25 laps, taking the first check, his first career checker down at the Grandview Speedway. So Bryce Bashore getting the win in the 14. A last lap challenge pushed TJ Mayberry in the 777 by Brett Gilmore coming off of turn 4, with TJ getting a solid second place finish in the 777. Race leader Brett Gilmore getting 3rd in car number 7. Teague Miller, a heat winner in the 917T, finishing 4th, with Colin Cox. This guy just continues to amaze the race fans. Another top 5 finish for the 2025 Sportsman point champion Colin Cox, getting 5th in the 59. Colton Perry getting into the top 10, had a rough season last year with, I believe, 7th place as his top finish. So he's surpassed last year's efforts, getting 6th in the 36. Mark Moore had a rough opening night, but getting the 20M to the start-finish line after 25 laps in the 7th spot. Decker Swinehart in the 83, he also had a rough opening night, but he rebounds to get 8th in the 83. Brett Grimm in the 611, solid showing for the 611, the race car driver that was seen on Strapped In TV show last year. Fantastic racer and a fantastic team. 611 team. The Grimm family's been racing at Grandview for quite a number of years, but Brett Grimm getting the 611 to the 9th place payoff window. And rounding out your top 10, Adriana Delaplane in the 22A. Another top 10 finish for Adriana, so that takes care of the Sportsman Modified. Your hard charger was Jesse Landis advancing 12 spots. So that's how things shook down, with Jared Umbenhauer getting the small block modified win with 52 cars entered, and Bryce Bashore getting the Sportsman win with 37 cars entered. Next up will be another solid showing of small block modifieds and Sportsmans down at the High Banks at Grandview Speedway for April the 18th. Hope to see everybody down there. Please have a safe week and enjoy your time at the Speedway. This is Mike Feltberger, and hoping everybody enjoys their nights down at the Grandview Speedway.